Welcome to Not the Retirement Show. I'm Robin,
Hi, and I'm Bill.
and today we're talking about how to wreck your retirement in one easy step.
Sounds good to me.
Here's the thing. We are retirement life transition specialists. We've been presenters at live events, we've done workshops, we've done webinars for years, and y'all just aren't getting it.
Yeah, I think that's right. One of the big things I always talk to people about is that until you've actually been through the retirement process or the transition to retirement, you don't really understand some of the issues, emotional issues, psychological issues. Obviously, there are things like, health, which is probably the top of everyone's list, wealth, if you want to call it as such, but just control of money.
Well, here's the thing I don't get. I mean, everything that you said, of course, is true. But why is it that we continually persist in believing that we can avoid growing old by avoiding planning for retirement? You please explain to me how that makes any sense.
Well, I think people have always had this hesitancy about using the word retirement. I mean, that's why we call this the Not the Retirement Show, to try and put people off, I guess, in some respects. But planning for retirement or preparing for retirement, is critical. Why is it critical? Let me explain why it's critical. It's critical because unlike your parents and grandparents, etc., where they retired at age 65 or whatever, and God forbid me for saying it this way, but maybe only lived for another 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Okay, that's not the case anymore.
I completely agree with you. There's a lot of stigma around it. But you know what I think the problem really is? I think a lot of people think that not working and retirement are the same thing. And we all think we know how to take a day off work. We know how to take a vacation. We know how to unplug. We don't need to plan for this retirement thing. We know how to do that. Well, you know what? Wrong.
Well, that's right.
Retirement, it's one day of your life.
Mm-hmm.
The act of retiring physically takes you from as long as it takes to shut off your laptop if you're working at home, or to take that stuff that you had in your desk all those years, put it in a box, walk out the door and put it in the trunk of your car. That is the act of retiring. The moment that you walk away from the laptop, the moment that you put the keys in the ignition of the car, you're starting on a brand new life, a brand new journey. You are not just simply not working anymore.
Well, and because of things like medical advance and so on and so forth, the word longevity is a key word now in the preparation phase, or, for your own retirement, because you're going to live another 5, 10, 15, 20 years, 25 years, in some cases it's 25 years. What are you going to do? You can't just sort of say, look, I retire come Friday and I'll be in a golf course Saturday, and that's going to be fantastic because I'm going to be in the golf course, maybe 2 days a week. Certainly every Saturday I'm going to be in the golf course. Great. I mean, if you're into golf, that's fine. Whoop-de-doo, great. But, are you genuinely going to play golf 2 days a week, 3 days a week for the next 15, 20 years? Maybe so. And that's okay. But, you really got to think about that.
That's an excellent point. I think one of the things here is that a lot of people who've been chained to a desk for a very long time or had a very high pressure job with a lot of responsibility, the idea of golfing 2, 3 days a week for the rest of their life, that sounds like heaven on earth, like a dream come true. But is it really all that you want out of life? I'm not saying don't golf. Absolutely, golf your little heart out. But what else are you going to do for the rest of the day? I mean, a good golf game is what, 4 hours tops if you stop for a beverage?
Not the way I play.
Okay, me neither. But you get my point. That's only part of a day at the best of times. What are you going to do with the rest of the day?
I think that was certainly one of the big things that I saw or noticed or observed when I took sort of official retirement a few years ago.
Oh, tell the truth. You didn't golf, you bought a Vespa.
Yeah, well, that's what I did do, a little, you know, and then I realised that, you know, at like 6'2" or 6'3", sitting on top of a little Vespa, or a wee Vespa as we would call it, probably not such a smart idea. Some of the photographs, I mean, maybe I'll share some of those one of these days, but not at the moment.
Well, let me tell you, folks, there was nothing wrong with the Vespa. The Vespa was great. The motorcycle helmet with the racing stripe down the center of the top, that was something
and
else.
And the scarf, you know, the scarf was flying out the back, going, yeah. You know what the word Vespa means? It's an Italian word. Like, I mean, the bike was Italian. Vespa is Italian for a wasp, because the guys who created or invented whatever the Vespa thought that the bike, the engine sounded like a wasp, bzz, 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 and that's why it's called a Vespa. See, you learn everything here.
You see, this is what kind of trivia stuffs your head when you don't plan your day enough in retirement.
You need to plan not just your days of retirement, but the years, maybe even the decades of retirement. We'll catch you again soon.
Take care, everybody.